Hi Hayden, how are you? I saw your video of the Oriental Marketplace and it sounds pretty good. You've got the right and the left together and the rhythm's good. Overall, the right and left, the togetherness is very good. Just a few places to review the notes more carefully on the music, and I think you can see it here. So this one is in the E key of E minor, right? And then the key signature is the F sharp that you see at the beginning of each line, each system and each staff. So the F sharp is, because you have so many accidentals, sometimes there is an F natural like right here and here. And then you have the other sharps that are like that A sharp there, and then the D sharp up there, and then also the G sharps down here, and then D sharp, A sharp, E sharp. So there's a lot of accidentals which kind of make it a little bit hard to remember that you also had an F sharp that you have to play. So I actually have a suggestion that which is to put the sharp next to all of the Fs in your music, only for the right hand, because the left hand doesn't even have an F sharp that you have to play. So go over the right hand bit, and then when you see a sharp, put a sharp. When you see an F, put a sharp next to it. So da 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 da. There's the F. So you want to put a sharp on it. I know you've been playing the F sharp. You didn't make a mistake on that one. But just put a sharp next to the F there, and then see the next F is already an F natural, and then F natural again, and D sharp E, and then when you go to the measure 17, you have an F there, which you have to remember to play sharp. So that F, and then the F at measure 18, put a sharp on it, and measure 19, put a sharp on the F, measure 20, put a sharp on the F. And same with measure 21, you put an F sharp, 22, F sharp, 23, F sharp. And then the next one where you should put the sharp sign next to is at measure 35, where you have the F sharp just one more time. So there's really not a lot of F sharps if you think about it. And there's a lot of other notes that you just have to be careful with all the accidentals and the existing F sharp. So besides, so after you've done that, I think you will probably need to go over a little bit more carefully on the right hand because of all those F sharps and A sharps and so forth. And I've noticed that much of the A sharp that you're supposed to be playing, you were playing more like a G sharp. Or an A flat, because G sharp and A flat are the same. So let me go through. I posted a separate video where I broke down this piece into 5 sections, and I think that will give you a pretty good idea what all those sections are supposed to be sounding like. Let me just go through the first phrase, right hand. Those are all the notes. I'm kind of ignoring the rhythm right now. So I'm just, the notes are. That's the first 2 lines, systems 1 and 2 of the first page. And then let's go to the system 3. The notes are. And that's with the G sharp and then F natural. G sharp, A, G, B, A, G sharp, F, E, and then to D sharp and back to E. Okay. Okay, so that's measures 11 through 16. And the next one, starting at measure 17, you have an F sharp now. So you have to play. So that's measure 17 and 18, F sharp, G, A sharp is that one, it's the same as a B flat, and then B, and then A sharp, and then G, F sharp. Okay, that's measure 17, 18, and now measure 19 and 20 is. Oh, yes, and at measure 19, there's an E sharp, and then you should follow, you have another E after that, and that E is also a sharp because it's in the same measure. So you probably should put a sharp next to that E if you happen to, not be getting the correct note there. Whatever, whatever that's going to help you to when you actually play the music. So that's measures 19 and 20, and now measure 21, same thing. That's the same as 17 and 18, and then measure 23. So F sharp, E sharp, D, and C sharp. Okay. And I keep on going. Next one is measure 25, the second system of page 2. And then that one is a C natural, and then D natural, and then D sharp, and then to E. So the notes are C, D, D sharp, E. Okay. And then measure 30, you go up an octave higher. The same set of notes that you had at measure 3 through 10. Yeah, 3 through 10 is the same, just an octave higher. That one. And you will just have to add in the proper rhythm as you, by matching into the left hand. Left hand is, as you know, keeping a very steady beat, so right hand just has to fit into that. I think that was the main thing. Really the main thing was mostly on the first page, like I think that's the only part where you had where you were not reading correctly. And the tricky thing about this type of music that has a lot of accidentals like that is that even if you play the wrong note, it can sound okay. So it's sort of hard to know if you're playing or not, just by simply listening to your music. So I think it's best that you put in those F sharps throughout your music, and then like the case with 16, 17, 18, measure 19, you might want to put the sharp on the E as well. Because that E that you had at beat 2 is also valid for the beat 4. The beat 4 E has to be sharped as well. So I guess that's really it for the time being. I know that left hand had a minor, I think you may have had a little mistake at measure 12 on the left hand, but I don't think it was so serious. I didn't take much note of it. Overall, it's very good. And I think the tempo is good. I think the tempo is generally good. It's moderato, so it shouldn't be fast anyways. And and we'll see how it goes next. And I'll do a separate feedback for the other exercises you were doing.